Right then, welcome back to Van Helsing at last. Okay, so last time we were on the start of mission 5, as well as we were in the middle of it. And the reason why we were in the middle of it is because it is a bit of a long mission to do in the game. As well as, speaking of which, we picked up a fair few things, as well as, don't forget that I am on hard difficulty, which is about the game that is going to be even twice as harder for me, but as well as it could be possibly twice as harder for you. But as I've played it a fair few times and know exactly what to do and pretty much everything else that you might not know about. So first of all, in mission 5, we started by a gate, or a wooden gate, shall we say, or a fence, something like that. And basically, before I started that mission, you would have saw a grey piece of the title of Van Helsing itself, it would have said, as well as continue, new game, load game, options, and gallery. But I went to continue, and then you would have saw a little scene or a little bit of a camera moving it towards a gate that would have been broken off, which would be involving a werewolf that would have done the job of smashing it off, as well as get you to continue in the game, which is why the bit the gate was broken off. As well as you would have saw me up against some whacking metal creatures that could basically knock your health down, as well as pretty much any enemy in the game that can do exactly that. But also I have finished the game on another difficulty you might remember, which was on medium. And basically what that means is when you're finishing a game on easy or medium, you will have all the weapons apart from one, as well as in the game as I'm doing it. I'm going to continue exactly how the game should play, but if you've got all the weapons and other bits and pieces that you have collected in the game when you started the game from the very start to the very end, as well as when you're doing it, you would have pretty much everything apart from one thing, or a couple of things, shall we say. You'll find out sooner or later. As well as I have picked up a couple of things in mission 5, as well as explaining a couple of things what you can grab hold of, which would be involving seeing me smack some creatures, like I said, with the metal creatures and their whacking sticks. And I was showing you there would be 2 life increases, one by the windmill, as well as on the opposite side of a stone brick wall or whatever it is, where you could use your grab hook to put yourself up on top of to go and get the life increase if you haven't already got it already. So yeah, you would be able to find 2 life increases, but also when you're doing mission 1, you can easily grab one of the life increases straight away if you haven't got it already, as well as where the bit where you do mission 1, usually you can go through an area with a bit of snow on the ground, as well as a little gap where you can get through there. But as I said before, that when you finish mission 1, you can't go back there. As well as when I went through the gate that would have been broken off, you would have saw me be up against some ghostly scream bitches that spins around, that brings a load of air, of wind, for you to come across to knock your health down, as well as show you that you can jump on a specific thing, which is where you can find a ammo, REPLE, I search it up, automatically you can pick up, which is basically what that thing's going to do is top your light blue bar back up to the size you did have, as well as you would have found a scene when you go to a door that would have made a camera move up to a part of a building that would say that you're going to have to go that direction eventually, which is where we're going to get to very soon, as well as in through that gate or door you saw me up against some stone flying vampires that was just doing a load of damage and other bits and pieces, as well as I said about a door that you don't want to go through there because you would have found yourself some more stone flying vampire. You'd find yourself some flying vampires to destroy, as well as find a life increaser as well, and then eventually go towards the door and then go into the building, which is where you would see me fight up against some small creatures that likes to chuck detonators and sharp things that they like to knock your health down with, and then you'd have to keep fighting more of them until they're dead, because when you first ever go in there you'll have some doors or specific thing to stop you going through certain bits and pieces where you've got to continue on. It would have a red bit and it would say you can't go back there until you kill them for the first time anyway. So that's what I did do. and then eventually show you 3 doors, apart from one that would be in the middle of the building, or on the ground, shall I say, and you can't go through there because you need a specific thing. Well, I did show you on the left and on the right, but one on the right would have some steps for you to climb up on until you come across something that would have been broken off. So you had to just do a couple of jumps to get to a higher point, which is where you could stand on the edge of the bit that would have been broken off, as well as where it would have a orangey colour for you to say use your grab hook for you to swing across to wherever you need to go. But by the time you get to the door, some words would have popped up where it would have said the passage is blocked, sealed by a steel door. So you had to do something to that door to get through there, because it had a little string or a bit of metal holding it together to stop you going through that way. So you had to go to the left side of the door first to go and find a statue with a yellow colour thing on it. But first you had to deal with some more of those small creatures that like to chuck a load of things at you and knock your health down with. Then once you did that, you'd have to use your crossbow to hit an arrow straight into the statue's thing that it would have had on its left hand, for you to bring that thing up with a box that would have been underneath, as well as where you had to basically find a way out of that room, because if you went to the door, like I pushed the triangle button to the wall of the door and it was said has locked the door. So yeah, you would have saw a word say that with other words in there as well, so you had to get out of there. We had to do a couple of jumps to either left or right from a gap for you to see a bit of broken tile or some kind, for you to jump left or right. But as I said, as was basically you had to find some bits and pieces, which is basically what I'm going to do. As well as basically what I mean by that is to remind you, because I've done the game from start to finish, but there's a reason why I've started the game again on hard difficulty, which I'll get some more information about that in a moment or two. So yeah, there was a life REPRE and I search up in that room for a little gap that you can just automatically grab hold of, as well as go to the right hand side to find another door, which is where you could get out from that room, and then find some more of those small midgets to flick and chuck more stuff and basically knock your health down. As well as when you bring the statue up with a box, what it would have done was unlock part of the door on the right hand side in that room, which I'll remind you soon, because we're roughly in the room at the moment. As well as when you have that door open, eventually you would have to fight up against some more of those small midgets and kill flicking every single one, unless you want to grab hold of something, which is what you're really going to need. And basically what was in that room was the ammo that goes to the shotgun. And the reason why it was in there with a load of those small creatures is because they're guarding it and stopping you from grabbing hold of it. So basically you just grab the ammo and just run up the steps and basically just take it without having much of a problem. But usually when they're there and you're in there for the first time, yeah, they're going to cause a load of trouble. As well as what I did do was show you what the ammo does on the shotgun. And then just went back up steps and went up against more of those small midgets, and then eventually go back to the other room, which is where the box that was underneath the statue. And the reason why is because you can smash it with the ammo, with the shotgun. And what would happen is you'll get a egg from the fireplace for you to grab hold of, as well as you would have to fight some more criminals, or just go basically straight for the door where you come in the room that I'm in. But I'll get to that soon as well. And then eventually went back through the path that leads to all the way over there, where you would have started part of mission 5. And the reason why is because you can put an egg into a specific thing, which would unlock a challenge, which is what I did last time. But basically what I was doing is going straight into there to remind you that a challenge, whichever one it was, for you to complete, which was challenge number 5, which was time attack, that you had to unlock. But I couldn't do it because I was on hard difficulty, which is what I am going to continue doing. And you'll find out sooner or later why. As well as once I had one go at doing time attack, which I've made a fail at. And just continued on to go back into the room, which was involving showing you that you can do something with something, which was breaking something off that would have been guarding a cheat that you can grab hold of, which I will show you whereabouts that is as well. And the cheat would have been called unlimited speed, and so I showed you that last time as well. As well as once I did that, went back into the room that I'm in at the moment, but I'm going to still remind you where all the bits and pieces are and what I did do, just to remind you what I'm on about. And so after that, went back to the room and then eventually showed you the ammo of the speed of the pistols and the shotgun and the crossbow. But as I said before, I have finished the game and got every single weapon apart from one. Basically what you can do is get every single one unless you do something else to get the last one, which is usually the flicking problem. But yeah, it can be done. As well as after that, I went straight to the area that I'm just about to go back in the moment. Yeah, that is what I was doing, and that was that. So, are you ready for some more of Thanos instead of hearing me chatter on and on and on and on? Okay, so yes, this is where we are. Right, so, here we go. Right, first. Oh, wrong button. Right, up at the top of the screen there's a red bar. And on the right hand side there is a light blue bar. Now with the red bar, there are 15 black squares in total for you to fill up. And the way to fill up each one of those black squares, as you can see on the right hand side of the screen where the shotgun is, as well as the sword, and where the light blue bar is. Now the way to bring those black squares filled up in red, as you can see on the left hand side of the screen there at the top, it's got some black squares filled up in red already. Now the way you can do that is find life increases scattered anywhere in missions that you're going to have to do to make the health bar to go quite big, like this bar at the moment. And as I said before, I have done the game on medium, and that's why that bar is so flicking high then you might think that it's not surely supposed to be that big. So yeah, you have to find some life increases and something else. As well as on the right hand side where the shotgun and the saw is, with the light blue bar, there are 5 black squares that you can fill up in blue. But what you're going to have to do is buy ammo increases. That's how you can make 5 of those black squares filled up in blue. As you can see, one of the black squares is filled up in blue already. Another reason why is because I left the size last time to the size it is at the moment. So this little hole here that you can see right in front of where Van Assen is at the moment, that's the thing I broke off. But what I'm going to do is just do a couple of trips back and forwards to remind you what we did do last time. Right, so let's just run away from these bastards. And the reason why I want running back is because I'm going to remind you what I did do. Okie dokie, so back through this door, because that's what you really want to know what I was on about earlier. I run away from these sods. Well, they're just going to hurt me then. But yes. Okie dokie. So yeah, this is where we were. But first, before I do anything, I'm going to run back to the start of mission 5, which is where you saw me over here. That's where I was before. So yes. Also, before I do anything else, now with the weapons like the shotgun that I'm using at the moment, what you're going to need to do is hold the R1 button, which is your aiming. You're always going to need that button pushed in, R1, and keep that pushed in, as well as with the shotgun, the pistols, and the crossbow. You're going to have to hold that square button in as well to just keep shooting, basically. As well as with the saws, what you're going to have to do is keep the R1 button pushed in again. Like I said, hold that button and keep that button pushed in. But with the saws, as I just said, what you're going to have to do is push the circle button in, out, in and out, in and out every time for Van Assen to swing his arms around to keep the saws from keep hitting things, unless you are not quite close enough to the enemies, whichever one you're up against. And just keep doing the circle loads and loads of times. So R1 is always the one you're going to need, and basically keep pushing the circle in and out and in and out. But if you don't want to use the saws, that's fine. Just keep that square button pushed in and just keep doing that. Right, also when you're up against these sods, and what they're using is a whacking stick, but they're metal whacking sticks, so just be careful with those because they can knock your health down quite a bit. As well as, like I said, with the shotgun, the pistols, keep the square button pushed in. And usually with these whacking sticks, with these fuckers, what you want to do is stand quite in front of them, but not too much, because otherwise the other one might get you, especially if you go up against 2 of the sods before you're trying to get rid of the other one. And basically what you want to do is let go of R1 and push it in again. And as you can see at the bottom, there is a bar at the bottom which is their health instead of your health at the top. So yeah. Also I'm going to freaking die, but that is fire on me. Now when you do die, your health bar will go all the way back up to the top. So don't worry about that. So it works either way. Okay. Also I've got owls in my way now, so we'll make it a little bit more easier for you to understand what I did do in the game. So that'll be a bit more easier. Right, also when you're knocking the health down at enemies, when they have the health bar all the way down, like the dark bit at the bottom, they are going down until they're dead. But when they are dead, as you can see on the floor, there are green things. Now with the green things, they are God symbols. And also, if you leave them a bit too late, they will start flashing, which means you have a few more seconds before they disappear. Permanent. As well as with those things, those green things, what they are for is for you to use to buy whatever you want in the game, which I'll get to that in a little while. But first I'm going to try and get these sods out of the way, because they are putting me off a little bit, but will be good when the sound drops like that. So when you hear that sound, just do that. Yeah, I'm going to say thank God for that. But yeah, when you're moving in and out places, like as you saw me go back and out from one area to another after another, you'll alert some more enemies for you to deal with, unless you just want to run away. Okay, so now, as I said before, on the start of my mission 5, that I would have started from over here, as well as you would have saw me pick up a life REPLE, and I search up for you to pick up. And also I can sense something's happened here. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Oh dear, okay, anyway. We'll see. Right, okay, first of all. So, there would have been a life REPLE, and I search up for you to pick up in mission 5. For you to grab olive on top of, on the edge of this little bridge, which you could just jump on top of it, but you can't. But as long as you stand right beside it, press the triangle, you can pick the life REPLE, and I search up for you to do. As well as over here by this little windmill, you could find yourself something, which would be, but also what you're going to need to do is get the shotgun and stand by it and push the square to shoot something off it for you to get into here, and do R1 and triangle for you to pull yourself up top of it, which way you can find the life increaser if you haven't picked it up already. As well as if you have picked it up, you'll find a ammo REPLE, and I said up for you to pick up unless you've got 3, and that is why Van Assen's saying he can't carry them all, is because we've already got 3, so we can't do nothing with that. Yeah, there would have been a life increaser up there, as well as what would be on the other side over here. You could do R1 and triangle, and you can find a life increaser up there as well. So yeah, that was the other thing. But also, as I picked the life increaser up, I'd find a life REPENISHR. Now with that one, with the life REPENISHR, it can top your health bar back up to the size that you would have had if you haven't took a lot of damage. So yeah, it will top up your health bar back up to the size that you did have. As you can see, my health bar is gone down. So yeah, that's what that's going to do. As well as with the ammo sorry. Now with the ammo REPENISHR, it'll top the light blue bar back up to whatever size you did have. As you can see at the right hand side, the light blue bar is up to the maximum ammo that I can do. As well as you're wondering, how do you do that? Well, all you got to do is push the L1 button just once for the light blue bar to go down. As well as in the game, when you start the game, you'll have the pistols with the light blue bar as well as the saws to do a lot of damage, which is what that light blue bar will do. So when you're pushing the L1, Phantasm will do that. Also when you're pushing that button and you're just doing L3 and you're just walking around all over the place without pushing the square or the circle, that light blue bar will go down. So just be a bit careful when you're just walking around without noticing you've pushed the L1 button by accident. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now with the egg that I said about, it was supposed to go in here, but I have already picked that egg up and I have already done that. Now what that is a thing you can do, which is unlock a challenge, and there are 5 of those scattered around anywhere. As well as this one would allow you to unlock challenge 5, which would be involving the time attack for you to do, I think. Or is it a different one? But what we'll do is push the triangle because I've already got that in there. And let's see what it does, but it hasn't done nothing. Unless it is challenge number... Yeah, it is challenge 4. It is challenge 5. Because that's that one, yeah. So it's challenge 5 that would have been unlocked from putting the egg into that little thing. Now with this thing is going to involve challenges you can complete, as well as if you complete any of them, you'll get cheats. Now let me explain that to you. Right, so when you press the start button and you go into oh sorry, my mind's playing tricks on me or something. Okay, anyway, right, so yeah, with the challenges you'll get something, and when you complete one you can press the triangle to pick up something, and when you do, it will go into inventory, which will be going straight into cheats. Now with the cheats, you can grab 5 cheats from the challenges, whichever ones you do. So with the cheats, you can choose to push the L3 towards the left once, or push the left deeper button once, which I'm going to just use the L3. Okay, so with the cheats, you can grab hold of in any of the challenges that you do complete, whichever one you're making a success out of. You can get DWERGER skin. That'll be there. You'll also have WRAITH skin. Another one will be ARCHANGEL skin. Another one will be GARCOYLE skin. And the last one will be Phil skin. And as you can see, there are 5 of those that I have. Well, sure. So now with the 5 that you just heard me spell out, and there are 3 of those that are in white. And the reason why they're in white is because I've grabbed all of them. So challenge 5 will allow you to have Phil skin. Challenge 4 will be giving you the GARCOYLE skin. And challenge 3 will give you ARCHANGEL skin. I haven't completed that yet. Also challenge 2, which I haven't done yet either, which is going to be the and that one will give you WRAITH skin, and challenge 1 will give you DWERGER skin. As well as there are more of these cheats scattered anywhere in the game of the missions that you can complete. As well as there are 24 of them in total. As well as with you doing the challenges, when you unlock all of the 5, the red colour will disappear, because when you're unlocking one, the rest of the archways, like this one here, this one right down here, they would have a red colour to say you're locked and you're going to want me to unlock them. Usually that's what that happens, but as I've unlocked them, the red bar will disappear, which is what you're going to have to do anyway. So now back to these things. Now you can grab hold of something else, which is another weapon. As I said before, that you can get another weapon. Now with that thing, the way you can get the weapon is if you complete every single one, if you don't go through that purple thing right there. Because if you have got 2 unlocked and the 3 would have the red colour, and you completed the 2, then you can make a success out of it straight away. And you grab the cheats from those 2, whichever ones you've unlocked, and you go straight through that purple thing, and you unlock another one, and you think, oh, I'll unlock the other 2 to make 5 unlocked completely, and then do the other 3. And when you have unlocked those 3, or whichever way you've done it, what you have to do, especially if you've gone through that purple thing, you have to do those ones again. Because basically what this is going to do is stop you getting the weapon, unless you do not go through that purple thing and complete every single one, even when 2 or 3 of them that are a pain in the fucking ass. And what I mean by that is that they're freaking tricky to complete. Especially this one at the bottom, down here. This one's the trickiest. And what I mean by that is because you have to do some jumps on certain things and just get up to a higher point without falling down. But I'll get to that soon as well, because I've got something else in my mind that I might fluff up on in a moment. But yes, so basically what you're going to have to do, and what I would suggest, you're going to have to unlock every single one first before you do anything. And then once you've unlocked the last one, which will be this one down it, and you can go straight in it and try and complete every single one, especially this one first and this one, because those two are pretty much easy enough to do. But mainly this one is the very easiest one you can ever complete. Because my special trick and simplest way you can do this one right over it is you're going to have to grab hold of a weapon, which is the machine gun. And then do the game again, and then go into here, get the machine gun, and keep the square button pushed in, and kill your enemies. But the tricky one, but this one's sort of hard. So what I would suggest you do with this one is do the game on easy. That is the best way you can do that one. But I will have another couple of goes at it sometime, as well as maybe find a way of cheating, because it can be a bit fucking annoying. And what that one is basically a circle thing for you to stay on the edges, because basically what you can do is slip off by pushing the X button, or either get your enemy, whichever one it is that you're wondering, they can just fucking knock you off, which is what you don't want them to do. And they are owls. They're going to knock you off. Okay, so yeah, that's the problem. Right, also, as you can see on the floor right here, which is what I was concerned about, there's a hat that you can wear. So when it falls off, pick that up by pressing the triangle button. But also with some areas, and you don't really notice your hat's falling off, or you notice where it is, and you wander off into another area, and you think, oh shit, the hat. And you go back into the area, and you know where it was, you go around, where's that fucking gone? I knew it was right there. So just make sure you just notice where it is, especially when it fell off, and press the triangle and pick it up. And the reason why is because you can grab hold of something else unless you finish the game on easy, medium or hard. So I'm gonna hope and pray that does not fucking happen to me, because I did do it on medium on a mission 5 exactly. I knew it was where it was, and then somewhere along the line I died, and then the freaking thing moved it away from me, and I just couldn't see it because it just took it somewhere, especially when I knew exactly where it was in the first place. So yeah, make sure you don't do that. Okay, so back to more information about what I did do. So you would have gone through it, where you find these things. That's what I was up against. That's what I was up against last time. As well as I'm going to say that I'm going to do exactly the game the way it should be played, which is basically what I'm going to try and do. As well as if you have completed the game on medium or easy, whichever difficulty you're using in the first place, then you can use whichever weapon you want to use, because you'll have every single one apart from one. Like I said about the challenges, you have to complete every single fucking one without going through that purple thing, because otherwise you won't be getting it. That is the problem. And I will show you which weapon you'll get soon, when I find the right time for me to explain it to you. Okay, so yeah, when you get to mission 5, or just before you get in the middle of mission 3, you'll have the crossbow, which is the weapon I'm using, or have been using, to finish those off. And you'll have the shotgun and the pistols, including the saws. That's what you'll usually start when you're in the middle of mission 3, but we are in mission 5. So that's where you can get the crossbow from, in mission 3. As well as over it, usually there are some stone flying vampires, but none of them are over it. And so, over it, on my last recording, as I said, that you could find a life REPENSH up on top of this trailer. As well as, I said that you don't want to go straight for this door first, because you wanted to go all the way. And also I'm hoping there's not going to be enemies in my way, but we'll see. As well as, like I said, you don't want to go through that door. It's because you would have found something which would have been over it, which would have been a life increaser. But as I've done the game on medium, as well as a fair few recordings back, you would have saw me pick up the life increaser from there. So yeah, you would have found one there. Okay. Right, also what I did do, don't forget, that I stood by here and did R1 and triangle for me to break off something which would have guarded something for you to pick up, which would have been a cheat, but I'm not going to get to that just yet. But yeah, I did that. I broke that off with the machine gun, and basically what you had to do is push the L1 button for the ammo to go onto that for you to break that off. But when you're in the middle of the missions, when you first ever play it, you won't have every single weapon until you get somewhere close to the end of all the missions that you can do to have every single one apart from one. Like I said about the challenges for the last weapon you can get hold of. And as well as, like I said, I will show you which one it will be sometime. As well as what I did do when I showed you where the life increaser was, grab that and then press the triangle button to get into the door, and you're up against the small of these bastards that wants to kick the fucking shit out of me. So yep, I did that. So let's try and get these bastards out of the way as quick as I can. So, usually, what you want to do when you first ever go in this room, try and move over it a bit, and then come back over it, and then you'll be pretty much free without having no troubles. Also, like I said, with the green, they will flash, as well as you'll find some red ones to top your health bar back up. It's whatever stain of damage that you took. Also, don't forget, let go of R1 and push it in again to switch up to another enemy that might be a bit more closer towards you, or if you want to go for a different one for a little bit until their health goes, when their health goes down a little bit more than the other one has more. So yeah, there's that option for you to do. Also, I'm a bit too concerned about this bastard over here. He's gone now. Otherwise, just try and grab hold of some more red, which is what you want. So yeah, you can use the crossbow, the shotgun and the pistols, whichever one. As well as what you can do, if you're quite happy with which weapon you want, or if you want to switch it, which I'll get to in a moment once the sound drops, just like this. So the way you can switch your weapons is basically push the L3. No, sorry. My mistake again. So yeah, the way you can switch your weapons is push the left D-pad button or the right D-pad button to whichever one you want. Like, as you can see that I'm on the crossbow mode. So when you want to switch weapons, push the right D-pad button or the left D-pad button. Also, when those things disappear at the top and you want to go for the pistols or the shotgun, for example, as you can see, I'm on the crossbow at the minute and I want a shotgun and you want a shotgun, and you see that bar of those two colours, push the L3. So sorry, it's my bad day for me at the minute. Anyway, okay, so when you want to switch weapons and you haven't got the light blue bar or the red bar, push the left D-pad button 2 times until the weapon switches. So basically that's what you've got to do, is push the right D-pad button or the left D-pad button 2 times. Or unless you've got the crossbow and you just want the pistols, push the right D-pad button 2 times until the bar pops up like this, and then you can use it exactly how you want it. Okay, so there's that sorted. Right then. Okay, so what I did do in this room was that I showed you that you had a door over here, as well as another thing that would have been stopping me from going over it, but I've done that already, so we'll get to that in a little while. As well as I did show that you'd have some steps. As I said before, there would have been some steps, but there would have been some broken things over here, which is where you could just go up the steps around it and then see a little orangey thing at the top in the middle of the screen that you can see at the minute, where you could use your grab hook to swing yourself across with R1 and triangle. You just swing across, and as I said before, there would have been a door over here. But the reason why it's open, I'll explain to them in a minute. But yeah, when you press the triangle for the first time, when you get to this bit, it was said those words. As I said before, it was said, "This door is sealed shut," and you had to do something about it, which was to go through this door first, and then I've got skeletons in my face, or in the way, so I'll sort that out of the mode for now. So yeah, usually when you come in this room for the first time, there would have been no enemies for the first time when you would have came in it, as well as, let's get these out and use the ammo just to get them out of my fucking way, just to make it a little more easier. So yes, the sound will drop just like that. So yeah, right, in this room you would have saw me get the crossbow out and basically get the crossbow to hit the statue's little thing in its left hand for it to go up and bring a box that would have been tucked underneath it, which is basically what you had to do, as well as I said before, when you push the triangle it would have done that. So you couldn't get out of that room unless you had to jump on top of it, and where you could jump over it to grab hold of a life, R-E-P-E-N as a jump automatically for you to grab hold of, as well as go to the other side, which we'll get to once I've got in the right angle, which is not exactly how I was expecting to be in this angle, but I will. And then you would have found another door for you to do, and that would have been that. So you had to get out from there, and then once you brought the box up from underneath that thing, you could just swing yourself across to over here, and then from the door would have been opened up, and you would have found this bit here, and also the sounds picked up again, because as I said before, whenever you go in and out places, the sound will pick up with an enemy, whichever one. Now, as I said before, that you would find something in it, as well as I said before, that these things, and the reason why they're in it, is because they're going to stop you getting something, which I will show you, or explain to you what you can get once I sort this load of bastards out. Now, the reason why it was so short is because I've dealt with them a long while ago, as well as grabbed something already, which is what you can get, which will be tucked over by here, which will be your ammo to go on the shotgun that you can grab hold of. As I said before, that you could try and grab it, press the triangle, and then run up those stairs and escape. Also on the floor over it, you can get a speed boost, but as I've got 3 of those, I can't carry any more, as Van Assen would have said, to let you know. And so yeah, when you press the triangle towards where the ammo would have been, it goes to the shotgun. And what I'm going to do, once again, what the ammo does on the shotgun when you pick it up, and of course don't forget, when you're using the ammo, push the L1 button once, and yeah, shotgun would do that. How about that? So yeah, you can get that. So that's what I did do, was go back in this room and show you all the bits and pieces on my last recording. And then once you did do that, you just go straight back up and then deal with these bastards. And then once I've done a couple more bits and pieces, we'll continue on doing something else instead of the same shit, basically. So yeah, when you grab the ammo on the shotgun, you can use it just to fucking kick the shit out of them. As I said, the ammo is quite powerful for you to do a lot of fucking damage. Which what we'll do is do a bit of that. so you can see me continue on a bit more quicker than usual. Right, now when you're using the ammo, it will go down, as you can see at the top right corner where the shotgun is. Now with the weapons, whichever ones you're using with the ammo, some weapons will allow the ammo to go down quite quick, and some weapons will allow the ammo to go down slowly but not drop down quite a massive amount than you think. Oi, who do you think you are? Oh no, you don't. Right, now these things like to fucking nick your hat. That's their trick. So yeah, that's what they like to do, is nick your hat. So yeah, what I might do, if I can just let one of them go to the direction I want them to go. Oi, don't even think about it. So yeah, those are basically the things I did do, apart from one, which I'll show you again, and then eventually do something else instead of the same boring shit. So yeah, sorry about that. Just to remind you bits and pieces that you can do. Nope, it hasn't nicked me out. Okay. Alright, and then once you have grabbed the shotgun, when you grab the ammo for the shotgun, what you're going to do is go over it, push the L1 button and press the square to rip off a bit of it for you to go straight through to the next bit, which I'll get to in a moment. As well as when I did do all that last time, I just went straight back through this door, which is what I'm going to do first of all, and then basically went straight back over it, and then get to the tree, did the R1 and triangle to pull myself up on top of it, and then use the ammo on the machine gun, push the L1 button, push the square, and I did that to basically rip it off to get the speed boost, which was unlimited speed for you to find when you have finished the game on medium or easy for the first time, and then you can just find it. And yeah, that was that, and I was good. And then I was using the speed boost of the cheat that you can grab out of, which I might show you again sometime. It is tempting me. Now, with the cheats, when you're using them and you die, the cheats will come off automatically, especially if you've got a specific one that you fancy a lot and it's your favourite, then just don't die, basically. But if you do die, you can always put it back on, no problem, so don't worry about that. But then again, cheats are cheats, and you don't cheat, do you? Excuse me. Get out of it. Get out of it. Thank you very much. So yeah, that was that. And then basically did all that really. So yeah, there's that all explained to you. Okie dokie, I also got a sneeze coming up, so just give us a sec. That's better. Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. Okay, right, yeah. Alright, next of all. Now, let's continue on in mission 5, eh? Even though I spent a freaking hour and 5 minutes. Yeah. Mission 5 shouldn't be so long. I'm hoping and praying. Right, so you would have come across this bit, which is what I did do last time, but it's all the time. And then just ended the recording of mission 5. Right, usually you're up against these skeletons, and basically you could just escape from there and press the triangle button to get through that door. So I'm going to try and speed up a little bit, but not too much. Right, okay, also when you go in this area for the first time, you'll be up against these fuckers again, which can always just get in your fucking way, usually. This one's going to be in the fucking arse, in the way. So we'll say, back off, excuse me. And yeah. Right, basically what you can do is just fucking run away. And also just pick the hat up just in nick of time. Or did I flicking not? No, I haven't. Ooh. Oh no. Have I just done what I think I've done? Oh, he's got it on his hands. Okay. Oh. And I'm dead. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Has he got his hat on his head? Oh. Or is he holding on to it? Oh, he's definitely holding on to it. Oh. This is terrifying me. Okay. So what are we up to? Oh, we're up against these fucking bastards. Oh. Why have I got to be fucking up against these cunts? Right, we just have to find out where the freaking hat's going to be now. Because like I said, these fuckers like nick your fucking out. So we'll just have to hope and pray. Well, me anyway. Because I'm back to square one again. Because as I said before, that's on mission 5. That if we die, sometimes the hat will be gone for good. And also it seems to be somewhere, so I always keep an eye on that. Oh, he's fucking ass up there. What's he doing up there? How the fuck am I going to get that from down there? How the hell am I going to get that down there? Ugh. Oh. How's it got up there? Oh, I'm going to have a right mess on my hands. How the hell am I going to get that? Ah, got it now. Oh, freaking hell, that was hard work. Now then. Right, let's hope for that never fuck happens again. But yeah, like I said, with the hat, you want to keep picking it up. Because if you don't, you won't get something else that you're always going to need. Or you'll desperately want to grab hold of. You're probably sussed at what you might get. if you have the hat and keep the hat on every single mission there is. You probably sussed it. Yeah, you'll get a cheat from it. But I'll give them the game away now. Anyway, yeah, panic over. Okay, over it. You can use the ammo on it, as well as you're wondering what is going to be in there. Well, what will be in there will be a life increaser. So basically what you want to do is use the shotgun and push the L1 button to rip it off. So you find the life increaser up there for you to do. As well as you'll be up against these flying fuckers, which you can do if you want. So yeah, you want to make sure that you use the shotgun and possibly, basically, keep the shotgun with the square button pushed in, as well as try and stand quite close to them and keep moving forwards until they just fall on their backside all the time, which is what they can do when you're on top of them without doing any problems. But also I nearly fluffed that up again with fighting up against them fucking sods. But yeah, there's that. And also this thing, once again, you're going to need a specific thing to unlock a challenge, which you can do unless you find something, but we'll get to that in a moment. And then what you're going to have to do is go straight through here to find an elevator that can take you down in mission 5. And I'm hoping I've got plenty of time for other little bits and pieces that's got to be dealt with in this thing, because it's a long mission, as I said before. Also, when you're in this area, you'll find some skeletons for you to kick the shit out of them. So also, as I know the time's ticking, you can shoot all of those if you want. But if you don't, go through here. You'll find a little lifting door thing. But also, you will gonna need to grab hold of the crossbow and spit some arrows at these fuckers. But also, these things like to chuck bombs at you to knock your fucking health out, which is what their aim of the game this thing is. Also, if your health's gone down, like I said, you want to hope and pray that these things will give you red, or any enemy you're up against to give you red. What are you up to, you piece of shit? Oi, give up! Piece of shit. Okie. Over here, you'll find a little circle thing, as well as you'll find some metal pipes, as well as some couple of cogs. Now, with this thing, you can't do nothing with that, if you're wondering. Also, over here, you can get to here with R1 and triangle. You need to pull yourself up on top of it, where you'll find this thing with the symbol on it. Now, as I said before, that's you're wondering what's behind it, as well as can you destroy it? Well, unfortunately, you can't destroy it. As well as the only way you can destroy it is if you finish the game on a difficulty, whichever one, easy or medium. But as I said before, that I have done the game on a fair few recordings back and finish all the missions in medium. for me to do the game on hard difficulty and complete the game on hard difficulty for something else, as well as you can destroy it when you've finished every mission on a difficulty, whichever one you are on, and come back to the game onto the next difficulty that you're selecting. Like I said, if you do medium, for example, and you do the game again on hard difficulty like I am, you can destroy it with the machine gun. That is how you can destroy it, but the only way you can do it is push the L1 button and press the square to fucking rip it off, and where you can find a cheat. And you're wondering, what cheat is that? Well, you're about to find out in a moment. And that is the one that will be called Armory Anytime. You can grab that now, especially if you've finished the game on a difficulty that you are still on. So yeah, you can grab that in any difficulty when you have finished the game. Now, what the Armory is going to do, Armory Anytime, what it'll do is automatically go into paused for you to just go into Armory, where you can buy whatever you fucking want and however you want, with however how much green god symbol that you have got. So you can do that now if you've got the cheats, and that is why that thing is there for you to stop getting hold of it by cheating. So yeah, that is why you're doing the game on easy for the first time, or medium, whichever one you're on, and you're thinking, why is that getting nowhere to be destroyed? Why am I having trouble destroying it? It's because it's got something special by exactly cheating with Armory Anytime, however you want to buy all these lovely things. But yes, it is really cheating, isn't it? It's really, really cheating. So yeah, you can find that when you finish the game on a difficulty and you come back into mission 5 to destroy it, to get hold of it. As I am cheating, I'm going to turn that off automatically without even thinking about fucking cheating. So yes, that is what you can get hold of. And now when I push the start button again, it will come off. So yeah, that is that. Okay, so what you want to do is push the triangle button to get in the door. Also, what you want to do is stand on top of it and push the triangle and R1 and triangle to pull yourself on top of it, where you can find this thing, which is an egg, as well as some electricity will come along, as well as the eggs are going to break, and what's in there are baby vampires. Also, I'm going to run out of health in a minute. Right, if you're taking a load of damage like that from whatever enemy you're in, or whichever ones you're up against, and you're not quite checking how much health you've got, press the start button and go into INVENTORY. Press the start button. Press the X button. Oh, there. And go into where you have your items, weapons, moves, and cheats. And make sure items word will be in white. And then go to life, REPENRSHUB, wherever it will be. And press the X button once for your health bar to go all the way back up again, if you really desperately want it. But also, the reason why you want to push it once is because if you push it again, it will be gone. Okay, so don't keep pushing the X button. Just push it once and then press the triangle to go back and push it again, and your health bar will be all the way up to the top, whatever size you did have to begin with. Okay, also I thought I'd push the triangle button, but I didn't. Okay, usually in the game or in the film, Van Helsing used the shotgun where he meets Anna and he says, "This is where I come in." That's what he usually says. But in this game, it won't allow you to see a scene with Van Helsing to say, "This is where I come in." Also, when you see the film with Van Helsing with his shotgun and other little bits and pieces in the film, usually you saw Dracula and two of his bitches up on top of a building, which I will show you. But also, if you look closely up above on the screen, a bit where the pinky orangey colour is, that's where usually the things are. But yes, right, these things can bite Van Helsing's neck. So if they're grabbing round his neck, push the X a couple of times with the square button pushed in, they will soon fly off your back, and then eventually they'll stop biting you, which is their usual trick. There's some house going down a fucking again, so I have to use one of them again. Oh, you would give me a flicking red one now, wouldn't you? As you can see, one's in Van Helsing's back now, flicking biting me. Any more though, I'll flicking use my flicking ammo. But usually when you're on hard difficulty, it will be twice as tricky for you to try and keep your health bar staying up to the size that you do have, which is usually, that's why it's hard difficulty, to make it harder for you to try and stay alive in one piece without using any of the life REPENITHE life REPENISH up to do all that kind of stuff. But yes, that's why the game says will allow you to have all the weapons, as well as try and grab hold of one sheep, or even more than just one, that you will ever really like quite a lot. But yeah, that's the part of the reason why the game's on hard difficulty, as well as why you want to unlock hard difficulty to get a couple of things. Right, usually when you're in this area and you defeat all those things, you want to go to over it and push R1 and triangle to pull yourself up on top of it. But before I do, in the film, Dracula and his two bitches are usually up there, as well as where you saw him say to his main bitches to say, "Teach them all," which is basically getting those to teach his babies to fly all over the place in the place of where usually all the people live in the village. And up here you'll find a weapon, which will be this little powerful electricity weapon that you'll grab hold of, which will do just that. You'll find that. over there. So you can grab that now, if you haven't picked it up already. So yeah, you'll find that thing. Yeah, we should be able to have enough time to finish the game. Well, not the whole game, shall I say. But yeah, you'll fit. So hope, well, today should be a lucky day to finish off mission 5 for once. Also, what you can do is just freaking run away. And then go to over it and press the square button to power this thing. Which does just that. Which is what you can do. And once you've done that, what you want to do is go back over it. And go straight through it. And you'll find out why I'm doing it. So now you can use this on skeletons, whichever kind of one you want. And just kick the fucking shit out of them. But like I said, there's some weapons will allow the ammo to take a fair bit off, as well as some weapons will be a bit more stronger to kill your enemies to be absolutely flat dead. Yeah. Right, also what you want to do is run straight back up. Don't you try and knock my health down, don't you dare. But yeah, keeping on the time, as well as other little bits and pieces in my mind. Okay, so now what you can do with this weapon is take it with you and go up over it and go to this door, press the triangle, and the reason why you'll find out in a moment. Have I got these fuckers again? No, it looks like it's something else. That's right then. So that's okay. Good. That's what I like to see. Because yeah, I've got the time and everything else that's putting me off. Yeah. Usually small midgets are always in it when you're on medium or easy. But also when you're on hard difficulty, different enemies will keep appearing when you're knowing exactly which enemies you're up against usually in the game to do basically getting your flicking wipe. Okay, right, so now with this thing, what you want to do is get the electricity weapon, and this thing will have some cogs, and basically what you want to do is push the square, which will turn like this and bring this thing down. And when you do that, you would be able to find a egg for you to grab out of. So yeah, you'll find an egg from over there when you've done all that. But as I have picked up the egg, there'll be a ammo, REPE, nice job for me to pick up, but I've already got 3 of those, so Van Helsing can't carry anymore, as he said. And then go back in it, back for this door, and then what you can do is go down it and press the start button and go into INVENTORY to allow yourself to unlock another challenge, which would be challenge number 1, which I have done already. So yeah, so when you put the egg in, you want to press the start button, go into INVENTORY, and make sure you get the egg in white for it to go straight into that thing to automatically take you into this area. As well as basically challenge 1 will be over here with a red colour that will disappear for you to do, if you can do it or not. But we are not going to do that right now because the time is ticking away, and of course I've got some other things in my mind. Let's possibly say that I might want to get myself a cup of tea, or either something else that people always need at times. So yeah, challenge 1 will be unlocked from over there, which will be called Nightfall. Nightfall is the one that will be unlocked, but I will show you anyway. So yeah, when you put that egg in there, it will unlock one on this side, and when you do, press the triangle button, and this is what Nightfall is going to be for you to unlock. And basically what this one is about some statues. As you can see, there's a couple of statues on the left and a couple on the right you might be able to see perfectly fine. And basically what this one is that you're going to have to get those statues, and every single fucking one there is, destroyed. As you can see at the bottom, it will say before the time runs out. See how long have we got to do that to get every single statue destroyed, and how? Well, basically got 3 minutes to get them destroyed. As well as you're wondering, how do you fucking destroy them with 3 minutes? Well, what you got to do is get an enemy, and it's always going to be a specific one, but there'll be a couple of them for you to get the challenge completed, with getting the enemies to smash every single fucking one, and the enemy will be the stone flying vampires, and basically you got to get them to go the right directions, especially when you want them to go the right direction without them going the wrong direction, even without the time going to 0000, because if it does, you're not going to be able to get it completed. So it is not all about using the weapons, because none of the weapons will do that for you. You just have to get the flicking stone vampires to do the fucking work for you, which is annoying at times. So yeah, we'll have one go at this, I think, if I can stay in one piece. So yeah, you'll find some statues over here. Also, these things will spit at you. So there's also a couple of ways you can get the cheat from challenge 1. Also, some of these statues will give you red as well for you to stay alive. Also, there's one statue there and a couple more. Come on, get over here, you fucking dickhead. Yeah, as I said before, these things will just go wherever they freaking want, even if you want them to go the right fucking way. So I'm keeping on my time as well, because I've got 2 minutes, but as I've done it already, I'm probably not going to be able to do it anyhow. Come on. Over here, you freaking prat. Yeah. These things have got a habit of going the wrong way. But as long as you got 1 or 2 just about coming the right directions. Also, what you want to do is try and move out of the way before they fly and smack into the statues. Got 1 minute and 26, but I don't think that's going to work. Go on. Over here. Right, also with these things. Come on. And my health's going down again. That's not a problem. So I'll have it back up anyway. Right, also with these things. If I've got enough time to stay alive, but I haven't. But yeah, that's fine. Now with that other end over there, you can choose to go to the right or left of the other end I was going to try and get to before I died. And you can just do that instead. But yeah. That's how you can do it, is just get the statues destroyed with those fucking creatures do the right places without going the flicking wrong way. Yeah, that's the trouble with challenge 1 when you've unlocked it. Okay, so that's that bit sorted for you to know about. And next of all, what we're going to do is continue on by just keep moving all the way back over here to where I was before. I'm just trying to remember if I've done the bit I'm thinking of, which sounds about right. Right, so yeah, once you've hit that circle thing with the electricity weapon, what you want to do is just walk ahead, and what will happen is this little thing will go straight up, which is what that circle thing does when you've got that weapon, which will take you up here. And there's Dracula. And that person over there.
I'm sorry. Didn't anyone tell you? I'm already dead. Murdered 4.5 cents.
Is Velgan.
Any idea who
That guy there is Velgan over there. Strapped up.
You don't remember, do you?
Yeah, Dracula himself.
Remember your name. You don't know who I am. You could have picked any name. True. I could have. But you have no way of knowing. Do you? Perhaps I don't need to know. Perhaps not. Then again, no one can run from their path, Gabriel. You must face the truth. You are a murderer. No, Dracula, not a murderer. A monster hunter.
Right, now within. Right, what you want to do is get the pistols out, which is one of the best ideas. And use the ammo to fucking kick the fucking shit out of him. But also what you'll do is apparate back and forwards places, just like the Harry Potter films, where Dumbledore apparates in certain areas. In the Harry Potter Half-Blood Prince. But this is Van Helsing game, so yeah, that's what Dracula's doing. He's just apparating all over the place, and also my health's gonna fucking go down again. I might just get Van Helsing dead. I can get the health bar to go back up. But yes, so yeah, that's what will happen when you do die. Yeah, your health bar will still go back up to the top. Oh, no, he went through the fucking door again. Right, get in the... Come on. Thank you. Stupid thing. Yeah, sometimes when you're standing it, sometimes it will automatically take you straight up. Also, sometimes that can happen. Those things whacking you.
So nice of you to drop in, my ancient friend. To what do I owe the pleasure? Let me guess. You're here to kill me. I am, and I will. I'm sorry. Didn't anyone tell you? I'm already dead. Murdered 4.5 centuries ago. Any idea who could have committed the crime? Gabriel?
Perhaps I don't need to know.
Perhaps not. Then again, no one can run from their past, Gabriel. You must face the truth. You are a murderer.
No, Dracula, not a murderer. A monster hunter.
Monster Hunter indeed. Okay, right, so what we want to do is just keep walking around and around the place. Especially when he does that little icy thing at the floor. And of course, when he apparates around like that, push the X and push the L3 towards the left or right or down to do a back roll or left roll, whichever direction you want to go to avoid him from kicking the freaking shy up. Also, like I said, with the ammo, with the pistols and the shotgun that you can grab out of, you can use the ammo on whichever one you want by pushing the L1 button just once, and also my health's fucking going down again. Bastard. I was going to press the fucking start button, but too slow. So yeah, make sure you don't go too slow. Come on, take me up. Because also probably that didn't help either. Oh, my last time when I went straight up with this bit like this. So yeah, maybe that up.
So nice of you to drop in, my ancient friend. To what do I owe the pleasure? Let me guess. You're here to kill me.
I am, and I will.
I'm sorry. Didn't anyone tell you? I'm already dead. Murdered 4.5 centuries ago. Any idea who could have committed the crime? Gabriel? You don't remember, do you? You don't even remember your name.
You don't know who I am. You could have picked any name.
True. I could have. But you have no way of knowing. Do you?
Perhaps I don't need to know.
Perhaps not. And again, no one can run from their past, Gabriel. You must.
And also what you can do is press the start button to skip all that if you want.
No, Dracula, not a murderer. A monster hunter.
Right, so let's try this again. Right, also don't forget, what you can do is use the ammo REPLENL set you up to top the light blue bar up a bit more quicker if you need it. Because also don't forget, when you're using the pistols or the shotgun or the crossbow, the ammo will slowly go back up when you're not using the ammo. Also I was going, just about flicking hit the button, I think. Just at the right fucking time. I could have survived it just. But who can tell. Okay, so also if you want to make it easier, use a speed boost, which might be an idea for me to do, but we'll leave that for now. Yeah, that could have got messy. There's my health bar. But as I said before, this is hard difficulty, so it's going to be twice as fucking harder for me. But I've had a good couple of practice. Oh, a hell of a lot of fucking practice. Oh no. Okay, right. Let's have some of that. Right, now with the speed boost, there are 20. Now with the speed boost, there is 20 seconds for that to continue going as fast as it goes. And what that's basically going to do is make you run fast, get the weapons to go fast, but it only can last 20 seconds. As well as, don't forget, you can only have 3 of those. As well as you can only have 3 ammo, REPENL set you up to top the light blue bar up, as well as the life, REPENL set you up to top your health bar back up. But I've only had 3, I think, before I used 2 of them to have just 1 to fire up against this bastard. So yeah, like I said, so I'll tell you what, fuck it, use one of those. Ammo, alright, repeat, eat a nicer job. And hopefully the 20 seconds for the speed boost to keep ticking with the weapons, as well as fast and run fast. Oh, now you press that X button again. So make sure you don't do that. And then, once that's done, like that.
We were brothers once, you and I, in the Holy Order, until you betrayed me.
You'll find this.
If what you say is true, why? Why would I betray you?
Why would any man betray his best friend? Jealousy, ambition, love.
Love.
Someday you too will be cursed by love, as I was. And all your efforts to resurrect it will turn to disgusting mockeries of what you once had, as have mine.
No, he's pissed off.
Come, my children! Remove this foul excuse of a man from my side!
And there's Dracula's babies again. Oh yeah, looks like we're going through the fucking window. And we're back in this area that you might remember where we just come from. And yeah, the windmill has lost its arms. Absolutely completely smashed to pieces. And there it is. Mission 5 is complete at last. Okay, so usually in the film, as you might remember if you've seen the film, that usually when Dracula has his babies, taking him somewhere. If I'm making myself my correction of it. Or does that not happen? I don't think it does. I think my mind's playing tricks on me. Okay, anyway. So yeah. There is mission 5 complete, as well as with 1 hour and freaking 40 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay, but a long war. As I said, I've done one half of mission 5 until I've managed to finally finish the second half today for you to see. As well as we've got best kills, there are 45 shots fired, 3,896. Now you wonder how the fuck did that get so high? Well, the reason why is because when you're using the ammo with whichever weapon, the ammo will allow it to make the shots do a fucking hell of a lot firing to take it up that high, especially if you're using the pistols or the shotgun quite a lot. Then yeah, that's what's going to happen. You got next is MELEE hits, which is to do with the saws, however how many times you whack enemies with those things. Damage taken, which is basically the enemies attacking you, and we've got 2,907. Part GLYPHS, which is the green god symbols you pick up, and we've got 16,555. Finish with hat on. Yes. Now the reason why you want that to say yes is because you're going to get something, unless you haven't got every single mission that will say hat on yes. But if it hasn't, with the word saying with hat on no, because you won't be getting a specific thing. which I almost fucked up on as you saw the hat sit on top of the freaking ceiling. Or either Van Helsing was holding it in his right hand. I thought, that was a bit tricky. But yeah, I managed to pull it off though. As well as the last one, as it says, enemies killed. We've done 333 of them. How about that? Right, also when you do finish a mission, you'll have armory and continue. Now, with armory, this is where you can use the green god symbol for you to buy things from. Right, now we've got 16,555, which is quite a lot. Now, with the thing at the top, which will be life increaser, that is up to 1,000, and we'll get to that in a moment. As well as you have next will be life, REPEN as a job, for 500. And as I said, it'll top your life bar all the way back up to the size you did have. Next of all, you will have ammo increaser, which would have started at 1,000. As well as we'll get back to that in a few seconds, because what we're going to do is go straight back up to the top. Now, with the life increaser, there are 5 of those for you to buy, which is worth the lowest amount for the first one. But also, as I said, there are 5 for you to buy. Now, basically, when you buy one of those black squares will fill your one of those black squares to be filled up in red. As well as there are 5 black squares not filled up in red. That is why that I can buy 5 life increases, as well as exactly the same as the ammo increases. As I said, that there are 5 black squares, but they are filled up in red. As well as, like I said, about the ammo light blue bar with the 5 black squares, and the reason why those 5 black squares are not end up staying fully black but filled up in blue. So the reason why the light blue bar is filled up in blue is because I've been buying every single one of those ammo increases. So that is why that one is saying sold out. It's because I've brought every single one. Now, when you're buying one of the ammo increases or the life increases, the price will be the same price, but when you're buying one, the prices will go up. And whenever you do buy one, you'll have one gone after the other, and then you'll have everyone been sold out. As well as, like I said, they both will be the same price. As well as when you're buying one, the prices will go up, and whichever one you want to buy, each one of those 2 will stick to the same price until you use both of those whenever you want and however you want to make the prices go up. So you wonder, what are the prices for those 2 things then? Well, you've got 1,000, as you can see, the life increase, and it's still stuck up there because I haven't brought any of those 5 just yet. As well as the ammo increaser is sold out. So the prices for both of those 2 will start with 1,000. The next one will be 1,500. The next one will be 2,000. You probably sussed out what's the next one. Yeah, 2,500. And the last one will be 3,000 for you to pay for. So yeah, it will get expensive. Next of all, we're going to go to ammo, REPEN, which is for the light blue bar to go back up to the size you did have, especially if you want to use any of these to top it back up when you're still up against an enemy like Dracula, like I have been using one of those things to kick the fucking shit out of him without having too many deaths at once. as well as with the speed boost that is up to 800. Now you're wondering, why the fuck is that up to 800 instead of 500, just like the ammo REPENISJUP or the life REPENEISJUP? It is because you've got 20 seconds to do a lot of running and a lot of shooting and a lot of shooting. That is why that is up to 800. Now with the life REPENISJUP, ammo REPENISJUP, and the speed boost, you can only buy 3 of those. As well as you can also not buy any of those 3 because you can find them anywhere to get them for fucking 3. So how about that? You can get it for free without paying even 800 or 500 for those things. But also when you're buying any of those 3, don't worry about the prices because they won't go up, just like the life increaser or the ammo increaser, like I said. So they both, well, every single one of those 3 will stay the same price, and you can buy those anytime you want when you finish a mission, or either if you grab the cheat that was Armory anytime, for you to buy any of those kind of things you want. But it is cheating, like I said, so I'm not going to do that. Next of all, you've got Dodge Fob, which will be worth 1,500, which will allow you to dodge as well as get the weapons, which will be the pistols, shotgun and crossbow, to fire 2 times. Now you wonder, how do you do that? Well, what you got to do is hold the square, push the X, and then push the, well, basically what you're gonna have to do is hold the R1 and press, and oh, sorry. Right, so basically what you want to do is hold the R1, hold the square, and then push the X and push the L3 towards the left or right to do a roll left or right. And then when you're doing that, each one of those 3, whichever one you're using, will go bang bang. If you want to do a back roll, do the same thing. Hold the R1, hold the square, push the X and push the L3 down to do a back roll. And then each one of those 3, whichever ones you're using, will go bang bang if you want. But also the price will be 1,500 if you're wondering. So yeah, it will do that if you pay for it. If you don't want those 3 weapons to do bang bang with your L3 pushed towards the left or right or down, when you're holding the square and the R1 and push the X just once to do those rolls back or left or right, whichever direction you want. So that's what that'll do if you pay for 1,500 for it. Next of all, you've got Grapple Strike, which will be worth 500. But also, if you don't pay for 500, what this thing will do is basically just pull enemies towards you, as well as allow you to swing yourself across certain platforms. As well as when you pay for this thing, it will hurt enemies. So basically, when you're when you're holding the R1 button and you're pushing the triangle, you're pulling your enemies towards you. And when you're paying for it, and you're doing the same thing, R1 and triangle, you pull your enemies and then it will hurt them, as the thing will be a bit more sharper. And the price is 500 if you want it. It's the same price as the Life REPENISJUP to do a good, nice hurt on your enemies. For you to do just that. And also it looks like I've done exactly a time I wasn't expecting to be. Next of all, you've got Ground Strike, which is worth 1,500, which is for the swords. Basically what it's going to allow you to do is hold R1, which is what you're always going to need to do for your accuracy, and push forward, which is the L3 up, perform a MELENISJUP, sorry, which will perform a MELEE attack, which is basically the name of the sword, to do a nice little attack when you've paid for it, which will be 1,500 to strike and sometimes pop enemies that have fallen on the ground, which is what it can do. As well as next to all, you've got 2 Jofart, that is 2,000, which is for the swords. Hold your 2 Joe attack to flying your 2 Joe BLADES at opponents. I'm pretty sure that's what OPPONENTS is supposed to be. Or it could be objects, but I'm pretty sure it's opponents. And basically that's what that is going to do. And of course you've got next is air hop, that is worth 1,000, which is for the swords again. After holding the air strike attack button, which is the circle button, to rise into the air and press a DIRECTION, what it's supposed to be. Could be distraction, could be. And tap X, jump on thin air, which is what that is going to do for Van Helsing anyway. Yeah, Van Helsing will jump on thin air. Next of all, you've got another weapon that you can grab out of, which is SCIMITARS. Also, what you can do with this weapon is swinging. That is worth 1,000. Now, the way you can pay for this thing, which is where it's going to say, after a grand strike, hold R1, push L3 up, which is basically where it's going to say push forward. So that's what it's going to want you to do. Hold the R1 and push L3 up. Also, as it says, after a grand strike, which is involving you to pay for the grand strike first for 1,500, for you to pay for this thing. As possibly I was said, you might want to just pay for the grand strike and then pay for the swinging, but also when you do grab the weapon eventually, you can just do it that way if you want. As well as it says, after a grand strike, hold R1, push forward, L3 up, and attack with the name of the weapon, SCIMITARS, to perform a swing, as well as the name SCIMITAR attack. So you can do a nice little attack with that weapon right there. As well as MELEE, which is the swords again, is 2,000. Of course, it's going to do explosion. I'm pretty sure it's what EXPLOSION is supposed to be. A ring of ice or fire explodes. Pretty sure it's what EXPLODES is supposed to be from the last hit of your ALTERNATE, what it's supposed to be. Ammo, which is the light blue bar again, which is L1 button. The name of the sword, MELEE. Of course, some nice combos. And last of all, you've got finisher slots, which is been sold out, as well as you'll start with 3 of those, which will knock some enemies' health all the way down, but some enemies' health will not do exactly that. As well as you can buy 2 more to make 5, which will be 2,500, and the last one will be 3,500. So be very fucking careful. And as I got a load of those things, I'm going to fucking buy 3 of these bloody life REPEN such up, because I have fucking taken a lot of fucking damage. And I think pretty sure mission 6 is going to do exactly that. So first of all, we're going to do is press continue with a word in white, and then get some more speech out of someone, and then leave the recording here.
demons of unspeakable horror live in the caverns beneath the Castle Frankenstein. Be not thwarted by such evil, my son, for there is no telling what knowledge may be found there.
There it is. Fasten, or the guy would have said, knowledge has, or shall I say, Castle Frankenstein be, whatever that word says again. And of course, where he would have said, knowledge may be found there. So yeah, Van Assen's got to find some knowledge from somewhere. But yeah, but that's for next time. So there you go. And also, before we leave it here, you'll find Van Assen on his face. Does a roll, looking upwards from where he fell down from. And looks and looks. Grabs his pistols because they fell off his hands or something. And over there. That's where we got to get to. And so yeah, there it is. Mission 5 complete. So yeah, that one can be quite a long one. So there you go. Right, anyway, I shall catch you on the next one soon for mission 6. Take care.